Meredith, you're embarrassing. Hey! So, this is my Caboodle. No, it's not 1995. This is a Caboodle. A modern day Caboodle. My mom got me this for Christmas a couple years ago, and inside this box is where I keep all of my most used everyday makeup products. And we are going to dig through here and see what's inside. In this box is what I use to do my makeup on an everyday basis. I'll either sit on the couch with this on the coffee table or sit in my bed with this in front of me. Are you ready? Are you ready? Hey up there, how are you? I've got a giant Red Bull. Started drinking this today and I still took a nap. Red Bull is so gross. So, this is it. This is my Caboodle. Has this handy little latch. Open it up. So we are going to start with the top, but we will give you a little look-see of everything I keep. Now, yes, it is very dirty. It is disgustingly dirty, but makeup is dirty. And if you notice that this side's a little bit dirtier than this one, well, a lot dirtier, that's because I always open it up on this side and always have this side facing me. So up in this first little quadrant is where I have a couple foundations that I honestly never use and a little mini POREfessional, which I also never use. So the first foundation here used to be one of my favorites of all time. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. I used this daily for a while. I don't think it was very good for my skin though, so I kind of laid back from it, and also I realized that there are some foundations that are just a little bit easier to apply than that one. That's like shellac. This one, I don't know why I have this in here. This is like one of my least favorite foundations. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Foundation. I mean, it's not bad. I have a review on it. This is in Medium Honey. This one's in 3W1 Tawny, which both of these are too dark for me right now anyway, so. But I keep them in here in case, for whatever reason, I feel like using them. Now, this one's one of my favorite foundations. This is the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear. This one's in the shade 250 Bisque Warm. Now over in this quadrant, we're switching gears. There's kind of random stuff in here. I try to keep things, you know, with like products, but alright, this I never even use, so I don't know why it's in here. This is the Maybelline Master Strobe. It's pretty. I think I keep it in here in case I feel like using it because it's so pretty, but it just never happens. Look at that, it's gorgeous. And then I have the Benefit Lollitint. I love this thing. This is so pretty. I put it on my lips and on my cheeks. I don't use it as often as I used to because it is kind of old, but it's so pretty, especially on the lips. It gives you such a natural, like, just a natural little flush. Also in here I have this Essence lip liner that I never use. This Too Faced Lip Injection Glossy in Like a Boss. I want more of these. This one's kind of old. I want a full-size one. I have, this stuff's also covered in powder. Lorac Alter Ego Lip Gloss in Goddess. It's a purple one. This one's my favorite of them, and these smell so good. They smell like marshmallows. Oh my goodness. They're very pigmented as well. Like, look at that. Ooh. Beautiful. A little sticky though. Oh, I didn't know this was in here. This is a NYX matte lip liner in the shade Soft Spoken. I don't use lip liners very often. My lips could use it though. They really could. Now we have a Lorac Pro matte lip color in Burgundy Wine. This one's really pretty. I don't use sticks like this very often. Wow, I don't remember it being this red. Holy cow. Yeah, no, I do not remember this being that red. Interesting. I wonder if it's gone off. Now this I got because it was on clearance at Target. I don't know why it's in here. I never use it. This is the NYX Away We Glow Liquid Highlighter in Daytime Halo. So, you know, just another liquid highlight chilling in here that doesn't get used. It's very golden color. It's very different from the other one that I have in here. And then I have this Stila Stay All Day Liquid Lip in Patina. I don't know why this is in here either. This is kind of like you discover what's in my caboodle as well as I discover what's in my caboodle. I really should clean it out. I think I wore this once and then like it turned like really purple, which I mean I like purple lipsticks, and it dried out my lips a lot. The last two things in this quadrant, I have this Urban Decay single eyeshadow in Scratch. It's a pretty pink color. Very blushy looking, a little metallic. It's gorgeous. And then another one in Half Baked. Bronzy gold color. I really want Sin. That one is my favorite color. That one in Polyester Bride. Alright, now let's open this up. Oh, okay. We'll start in here. This is where I keep brow pencils, mascaras, eyeliners, brow tints, and miscellaneous. Okay. We'll start off with, this is the It Cosmetics Brow Power Universal Brow Pencil. This is a travel size one. This is in here exclusively for when I run out of my NYX brow pencil because I don't like this one, but it stays in here. This is the only eyeliner that I have put on my waterline that does not make my eyes burn. This is a Sephora waterproof eye crayon. This is just one that I got in a Sephora play box once. I've been meaning to get a full-size one, but this is the Too Faced 24-hour eyeshadow insurance, which I never use because I used to be really big into eyeshadow primers, but then I started just using concealer. This is one of my favorite eyeliners. This is the NYX Slide On, Glide On, Stay, blah, 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 Golden Bronze. My all-time favorite, the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. If you notice, I don't have caps on either ends. I never do. As soon as I get one, I rip them both off because it's just quicker that way. This is the NYX Worth the Hype mascara. It really was pretty good. This one, I haven't reached for it in a while because it's not my favorite, but it does do a good job. It takes longer for me to apply because it's a drier formula. This is my favorite drugstore mascara, which I don't use as often. It's the Lash Sensational. It still looks pretty wet, so I could use it. My problem is I'll start using one and then I'll use something else and then be afraid to go back to the other one thinking that it's dried out. This is a mini Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. This one used to be my favorite mascara. I've gone through a couple mini tubes of it and a full-size tube, but I get it all over my lid. And then I have, for some reason, two NYX Tinted Brow Mascaras. I have it in Black and Espresso. And then this, I just think is really cool. I don't use it very often. This is the Benefit 3D Brow Tones, which basically gives your brows a highlight. Because, why not? Alright, now on to this little bin right here. This is the Becca Evermatte Poreless Priming Perfector. This is such an oil controlling primer. It's incredible. I don't use it very often. When I do use it, I don't use it on like my whole face. I use it usually just like around my nose or my forehead. I really didn't need to put that on my hand right now, but it is so mattifying. Like, if you use too much though, it gets pretty intense. It gets yucky, but it's good. And then the Tarte Poreless Mattifying Primer, which is pretty similar, but it does not mattify nearly as much as the Becca one does. This foundation I very rarely use. This is the Clinique Workout Makeup Broad Spectrum SPF 40. I've never actually worn it to work out because I don't ever work out, but you know, I might. This is the NARS. If you notice, this makeup is incredibly dirty. That's why I use it. I mean, that's not why I use it. It's dirty because I use it a lot. This is the NARS Soft Matte Concealer in Medium 2 Ginger. I've used quite a bit of it. This I tend to put on my skin mustache. Yes, it's called melasma. And maybe any breakouts that I have. I used to put this under my eyes, but that was like over summer when I was a lot tanner. This is much too dark now. And then lastly, I have these little minis of the Butter London Glazed Eyeglasses that I got in a holiday kit. My favorite one is this one, Starlight, but unfortunately, when it arrived, it was all dried out. But I still use it because it is really pretty. It's just more difficult to work with, and I don't think they even make it in full size, so that was disappointing. This is where I keep my concealers and color correctors. Now, I want to remind you, though, this stuff that's in here, at one point, none of this was in here. I'm constantly cycling out different products as I get something new or something that I don't really use anymore. I'll trade it out, but then again, there's a lot of stuff in here that I don't really use. So first, we'll start with this. This is one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes, which is why I keep it in here, but I never use it. This is a Too Faced Peanut Butter and Jelly eyeshadow palette. I used to use it constantly. I did the same look all the time. It smells incredible. It smells so good. My favorite shade is Peanut Brittle right here in the middle. It's very pigmented. Some of the other shades aren't as pigmented. That's why Peanut Brittle is my favorite. And it smells so good. Okay, other than that, I keep my concealers and color correctors in here. This is the NYX HD Studio in green. This one I will put on breakouts that are really red. If you've noticed, yes, the cap broke off. And then this is a peach color corrector that I tried to put on my melasma to color correct it, but it doesn't really work. Nothing works. I just walk around looking like I have a mustache, but it's just my skin. Yeah, Maybelline Master Camo. This also the cap broke off of. This is the Julep Cushion Complexion Concealer. Every now and then I'll switch back and forth between this and the Too Faced one. This one I got for free from Ulta. It's not bad. I like it, other than the crummy packaging. And then, of course, my favorite Naked Skin in medium light, neutral. I need another one. It's getting down there. And then I have this little mini Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer. I think this might be too dark for me now. This is M19 Cool. It doesn't look dark on camera though. Really, I need to clean this out. And then I have two mini IT Cosmetic Bye Bye Under Eyes. I have the original and then the Illumination one. They're both in medium. I didn't really notice a difference between the regular and the Illuminating one. These are really thick though. They're not my favorite concealers. Alright, we're almost done. This little section is where I keep blushes, bronzer, highlights, and I have a lot of miniature size things in here just because they fit better in here, and I use them a lot. This is full size though. This is the Tarte Park Ave Princess Bronzer, my favorite bronzer ever. It's so pretty. I have more where that came from. This is the Tarte 12-Hour Blush in Exposed. This one I don't really like that much. I don't get a lot of pigment out of it. It could just be the color. I'm not really sure why I keep it in here. TBH. I could switch it out with a blush that I use more often. Now this is probably my favorite blush ever. It doesn't go well with the bronzer though. So if I wore this, I would wear it with like the Too Faced matte bronzer. This is the Too Faced Love Blush in Dream Lover. It's a pretty purple sheeny color. If I could find the full size, I would be so happy. Look at that discoloration around it from dipping my brush in there. Ugh, this makeup is gross. And then I have a little mini of the Too Faced Matte Chocolate Soleil Bronzer that smells so good. I love how Too Faced products smell. A highlight that I really need to get in full size because I love this. I have another miniature size of this though. This is Becca Opal. I use this pretty much every day. You can see there's a lot missing. I also put it on my eyelids every day. This is just so pretty. Look at that. Ay. It's so pretty. And then the last thing in here, I just recently put in here, this is the Butter London Glaze and Eye Gloss in Frosted. This is so beautiful. I love it so much. These are just, they're so crazy. Like, look at that texture. And just look at the color. Ah, that pigmentation. It's beautiful. Moving on to the base of the ship. So first, in here I have the IT Cosmetics Je ne sais quoi face palette. This is my favorite face palette. It has a blush, a bronzer, a highlight, and a pressed Bye Bye Pores powder that I don't use very often, but the rest of them are very pretty. I really enjoy this blush. Usually this is the blush I reach for on a day-to-day basis. I used to use this whole palette every day. It's my favorite face palette, and the mirror is phenomenal, although mine's pretty dirty. Look at that. Blech. Alright, my favorite foundation, the Too Faced Peach Perfect Foundation. That's a staple in here. The Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray. Look how grody this bottle is. This I just recently threw in here. I'm not sure why. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Pressed Powder. I prefer loose powders. I don't know why this is in here. This is the Too Faced Candlelight Glow Highlighter. This has been used a lot. It looks grand. I used to use this mirror as like my everyday doing my makeup mirror. I do really like this highlight. Hiding over here in the corner is a travel size of the Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 Primer Setting Spray. I don't use this very often. Sometimes I'll use it as a primer, but I don't really ever use it as a finishing spray just because I prefer a mattifying finishing spray. This smells pretty good though. Then this primer I've been using a lot lately. This is the Master Prime by Maybelline Blur Redness. It's got a green tint, so it's supposed to help correct any redness. I haven't noticed that, but it does smooth pretty well. It blurs pretty well. And then my favorite primer, this is the Urban Decay Self-Adjusting Complexion Primer. This is my second bottle, and it is almost, well, it's about 1/3 left. I lost the cap, but story of this bin, right? My favorite powder, the Too Faced Peach Perfect Powder. I use this every day. And then the Sonia Kashuk Brightening Powder. This I use under my eyes to set my concealer. And honestly, only because I have it. I bought it because it was on clearance. It's not bad. It's kind of shimmery, but I don't know. I like it. And my favorite mascara, the Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir. I've mentioned this quite a bit. And then I also have that I won from Benefit, the Benefit Bad Gal Bang. I'll sometimes switch up between these two or just put this one on my lower lashes because this is really good on the lower lashes because the wand is so narrow, whereas I tend to make a bigger mess with the Marc Jacobs one. And then down here you will always find at least one sponge, bronzer brush, blush brush, powder brush, highlight brush. Look at all these little things that came off of caps. Gross. Let's clean this out. Well, everyone, that was it. That is what is inside of my Caboodle I hope you enjoyed. Send me pictures of what you have in like your everyday makeup bag or your caboodle or whatever it is that you put all of your everyday makeup in, or if you do your makeup out of vanity like a normal person. Alright, so thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. Go to your local grocery store. Tell all the cashiers to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye!